Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sephora, also known as Her Specialty 11 here on YouTube. If you guys been with me since the very beginning, I'm talking about 8 years ago when I dropped my very first video on YouTube, then you guys know that I was completely different. And now here we are. I cannot believe I am doing this, but this is a good thing because I'm collaborating with one of my favorite people on IG. I love YEARSSSS down, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the only person that can get me on here is her. She's been trying to get me back on to YouTube doing longer form videos, and here I am, girl. I finally caved, okay? I'm super excited to be collaborating with her. I will leave all of her social media handles in the description. Give her a follow or subscribe to her channel. I swear to you, she's a great person and she puts you on to some of the best things ever. I mean, some of the things that I'm going to mention today is because of her. But anyway, we are doing a makeup tag. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm so excited to be doing something a little bit different, and I just thought that this was the best way to come back to YouTube, so I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into the video. I do want to give a shout out to the original creators, Samantha March and Ali Glines. Thank you guys so much for such a wonderful makeup tag, but most importantly, shout out to YEARSSSS for bringing this to my attention. My specialty is eyeshadow looks, okay? And it is also my highly requested tutorial. I done did base, I done did lip combos, I did brows, but the ones that get the most traction is my eyeshadows, so you could understand why I was hands on deck when YEARSSSS brought this to me. Let's start with the first question. What is your newest palette? My newest palette in my collection is the Danessa Myricks Beauty Lightwork 6 Freedom Palette. I'm not going to go into detail of who Danessa is and what she brings to the table. I'll probably save that for another video. Just to show you guys how this palette looks, you could see exactly why she had to be mine. She's so freaking pretty. There is at least like 7 or 9 different unique finishes. And there's multi-chrome, duochrome. It's just worth every penny to me. Next question is, what is your oldest palette? Now, only the OGs is going to remember this because this is a blast from the past. You guys been loving ColourPop back in the day when they only had the super shot shadows. But when they dropped their first makeup palette, I had to get this on the second restock, okay? I think like when they first dropped it, it sold out, and then they did a restock, and of course I grabbed 2. One I gave to my sister. It was supposed to be my backup, but I wasn't really doing that much shadow work back then, and I was just like, there's really no need for it. My sister loves it too, but let me just show you guys. It was definitely loved on, okay? I didn't hit pan on anything, but it was definitely loved on. I have not seen another yellow shadow that looks exactly like this, and honestly, like I was doing my annual declutter and I saw this and I was like, nah, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do it, okay? Again, if you guys remember this palette, you're a real one. If not, then you had to be there to be there. What is your most expensive palette? Honestly, I'm truly embarrassed to even bring this up, but this is coming back again. I'm sorry, there's gonna be some repeaters because this just fit this category, but this is the most expensive one that I spent with my coins, okay? Again, I don't want to go into detail, but let me just show you how innovative this palette is. First of all, this is an all magnetic palette. Starting off with the mirror, it's literally detachable. They're stackable. You could stack one on another. Let me just show you guys in real time. And literally, that mirror that I pulled out, you could add that on top and take it to go. Again, this palette right here is magnetic. You can add your own singles to it, but we're not gonna do that today. Look how this looks. Look how mesmerizing this looks, okay? I'm just gonna do a little swatch for you guys. Like, are you kidding me? I see so many different colors. I see green, I see blue, I see yellow, I see gold. And that is so blinding. Okay, let me not say anything else. Next question is, what is your most affordable palette? This has to be the Nika K makeup palette. I feel like these were dupes for when that time Huda Beauty dropped those 9 p.m. palettes, those mini palettes of different shades of blue, green, orange, I think. They did the same thing, but I grabbed this one because I just wanted something that I can carry everywhere. This one is Mocha Mix. The mattes are so blendable and they're so pigmented, but the shimmer shades are amazing. Let me show you a swatch just so you guys can see it, because it would not be me if I didn't show you guys, okay? Look how pigmented that is, okay? Let me show you another one, because I'm not lying here, all right? Definitely worth every dollar, and you won't believe how much it was. Look at that. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, this was $2.99 at my local beauty supply store, and I'm pretty proud about that, okay? If you see these, grab them, babes. The best $3 you'll ever spend, I swear. Next question is, what is your everyday palette? Now, I have two. One of them is discontinued. This is the ColourPop Your Golden palette, and this is how it looks. I love this down, okay? Now, I was able to get this for half price, I believe, when I found this at Marshall's. And usually when I see palettes at Marshall's, that means that they're off the market. You cannot get them anymore. So, I mean, not all the time, but in this case, I have not seen it on their website. I have not seen it at Ulta. I have not seen it anywhere. So I'm assuming that is discontinued, but it is my favorite palette to use every day. It has the perfect amount of shimmer shades, matte shades, and if you do want a little color, you can go in with that pink, you can go in with that blue. There, it's just beautiful. Now, the other one that I wanted to mention, I'm sorry that I'm cheating here, but I just wanted to give you guys option in case you were interested in getting this yourself. The Soft Glam palette by Anastasia. This palette, look, I don't, I'm truly embarrassed, but it is the perfect everyday palette. If you're looking for something that's high end and does the job, I feel like the Soft Glam palette does it every time. Next question is, what is your most colorful palette? And this one, since I bought this, I have not been able to put this palette down. I talk about it all the time. This is the Blend Bunny collaboration with Ellis Atlantis palette. Look at this. I already hit pan on one of the shades. Look at the multiple shades of color here. We got multiple shades of pink. We got multiple shades of red, different shades of blue, different shades of green. It does not stop. And I always tell everyone, if you want to get into color, I would honestly recommend this one or the Blends palette. And I know for a fact that YEARSSSS is probably like laughing at this because she's the one that told me I needed to get on the Blend Bunny wave. Look at this. I'm here and I'm obsessed. I love this palette down. It is my favorite palette to use. It always starts off with this one, okay? And that's it. That's it. That's all I have to say. Next question is, what is your smallest eyeshadow palette? I thought I was gonna bring that Mocha Mix back from NK Makeup, but you guys, do you guys remember this? Do you remember these bite-sized palettes? I remember the other day, a mutual of mine, her name is Nancy, she had the blue one and she had asked, does anybody ever use this? When it comes to eyeshadow looks, I love green eyeshadow looks for some reason. I just feel like a lot of time people are talking about blues and purples, but they don't give enough credit to green. I mean, I have that in the inner corner of my eye right now. But again, does anybody else have this still? Because I still have mine. I only have one, but yeah, this is the smallest palette I own and I'm not getting rid of her. She's just so good. If I want to just take this with me, I can. Let me just do a little swatch of the mattes so you can see. Like, look at that. That was not even me trying that hard. Like, look at this. Exactly. All right, let me just leave that there. Next question is, what is the biggest palette you have? And this is gonna have to come back. As you guys can visually see, this is bigger than my head, and I double checked, I don't have another one. I already shared my thoughts on this palette, so we're just gonna move on to the next one. What is a palette with the best memory? That would have to be hands down this Pat McGrath Mothership Bronze Seduction palette. This is my first ever palette from Pat McGrath, and this was actually gifted to me by a girly of mine that I just recently became very close to. Shout out to my boo Shadeja. This is how it looks. I am obsessed with it and I cannot wait to use her. I used her one night and I had gotten so many compliments. I just can't wait to use it again. And I know that HEARSSSS is a big Pat McGrath fan. So I know she's like smiling at the screen right now, seeing that I pulled this out. Next up, we got a palette that's worth the hype. I've mentioned this before on my Instagram and on my TikTok. This is actually a small business brand. It is also Black owned, woman owned. This is the Star Guardian Gleamer palette from Eva Expressions. If you are into duochrome buttery goodness, then you will love this palette. It has been out of stock and restocked so many times on TikTok for good reason. She's super affordable and she's just that girl. Next question is, what is a palette that's not worth the hype? And I gotta say, I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I've told some people before, but I'm here to say this publicly. This is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Defining Palette. I did mention before when I reviewed her that if you're not patient with this, you will learn to hate it. It's supposed to be a very purposeful product. I mean, you could use this for your eyebrows, your face, your eyes, your lips. Now, I do use this for my brows and I do use it for my lips, especially the darker shades, but I just do not like the formula. But I know that a lot of people love it. Everybody has their you know, their tweaks about certain things, and this one just happens to be mine. And when this finally runs out, I will not get this again. Question is, what is a favorite palette from a favorite brand? And again, Danessa Myricks. Of all the Lightwork palettes, this one has to be my fave. This is the Lightwork 4, I believe. Yes, it's just the prettiest palette I think I own. This shade right here specifically, Escapism, is my favorite. Like, oh my gosh, I love this palette, and there's a reason why people are selling it for double its worth. It was limited edition, it's never coming back, but the pigment in these things are amazing, okay? I love this palette. Of all the palettes I've owned from her, this one is my fave. Last question, what is a palette that you have used the most? And it would have to be this Jaclyn Hill palette. If you know, you know. I just opened her up because I hit pan on a lot of shades. It's honestly disgusting that I'm still using this palette, but she is a goodie for a reason. Now, I hit pan on a couple of ones that you can actually see, and there's some that could have hit pan, but honestly, this palette is amazing. I just spray a little bit of alcohol on it before I use it so I don't get any infection, but this is just a palette I just can't live without. I still use her to this day, and as you can see, she is definitely loved on. This is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and let me know in the comments if I mentioned any of your faves. Also, I just want to give a shout out to HEARSSSS for again collaborating with me, being patient, and thank you so much for this time. I will definitely consider doing longer form videos. This was absolutely fun, and maybe one day we can make a tag of our own. I don't know, but I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.